She's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran's off her medication. She's over at the safe haven. Detective 12, take a check that one out.
6 1 bullet, 2 point start, take your shots.
Officer still stands for talk? No. Offender in custody? Thanks. Anyone else close, might just see what's up, let me know. Come first standby. 10-4. Is it domestic related? Another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis calling in, so they have a female veteran's off her medication. She's over at the safe haven. Detective 12, take a check that one out.
6 1 bullet, 2 point start, take your shots.
Officer still stands for talk? No. Offender in custody? Thanks. Anyone else close? Let me know. 10-5.
33. Alert supervisor now.
Yes, hear that saxophone. Hear that saxophone, see the $250,000 reward. Thank you all so much for your love. I'm sure you can still hear it in my voice. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm still not 100%. After the old birthday, I don't know. I don't know if it was food or what, but uh, started not to feel good the next day, and then the day after, I was like, "There's no way I can do a show." So I apologize. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm still not 100%. And then we got this freaking high impact ice storm coming in this area, so that's going to be an interesting few days or a week to say the least. So we'll see. So if I'm not on for a few days, I probably don't have any power. So just as a heads up, but I'll leave a community post if something's going on. Prayers to everybody. First off, I want to say prayers to anybody that's going to be affected with these storms. This is going to be a crazy storm. A lot of stuff going on in the south, nasty weather, possible tornadoes. We got a lot of snow being dumped, sheets of ice that are going to be, and then it's going to be going from northwest to the midwest to the south midwest to the southeast. It's going to be hitting a lot of communities. So, no, this fireplace is to kind of help keep me think that I'm being toasty because it's already cold as hell. And yeah, it's going to get starting tomorrow morning, I think around uh, 8 to 11, somewhere in between there is when it's really going to hit. So we're in that high impact ice zone. But there's already plans, if something does happen, there's already plans on how we're going to approach it. So just prayers to all you guys out there. Also, we're still getting the prizes. We're on 2 of 5 out of the prizes we gave away on the New Year's Eve show. We're almost, I will be getting to you after because I have to take off what I don't have left after whoever picks what. So I will be reaching out to you soon. We already got one set. We're going to have another one set here soon, and then I'll reach out to number 3. Thank you all, for hanging out that night too. Also, when it comes to January, it's Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Now, you guys know, if you've been a part of the community since the beginning, when we first started our searches up until the May part of the searches, that's when I went from searching like he walked out of the house to searching like and approaching it like he was taken from the residence. Now tonight we're going to be going into a lot of the, if you guys saw my community post, I don't know if you did, I put it out a few hours ago. We're going to go through that because I think these are all valid questions, and I think law enforcement needs to come out with a new updated statement in regards to everything that they themselves have put out or allowed to be put out from news organizations. So there's some interesting questions I think they need answered, and I think that based off of, and I'm going to go through all of them, and I'm going to tell you who wrote them, and you can see it as well. Based off of all the different inconsistencies and all these different statements, what is the truth? What's not the truth? With all of these inconsistencies and all these statements, I think they need to come out with a new updated statement based off of all the stuff that's listed. So if you haven't seen that community post, I shared it with the community because if you want to just copy and paste it and send it to TBI, you know, all the different enforcement agencies that are involved in this case, let's get one statement, let's get it, and let's get just one statement because there is inconsistencies in these statements. You can't have it both ways. And if you think you can have it both ways, well, I'll get into why I think it would be approached as in both ways, and I'll get to that later on in the discussion. I'm going to save that till later. But it's Human Trafficking Prevention Month. I think it's very important because if he wasn't removed, and you know what I'm saying, if he wasn't removed, then he was abducted. And if he was abducted, I really feel like that is what is taking place. I've said it a bunch. Since May. Now, there's an update I want to get through. First, I want to do the contribution callouts, and thank you all for being here. And this is the one thing we should know after, when it comes to tonight and everything I'm going to break down and show you guys. We should have had a direction. Because I'm going to tell you right now. If I was a parent and there's a statement that somebody saw my child after I last saw my child, and there wasn't even a direction included in, because if there's no foul play, then why is there no direction? If there's no foul play, why is the person that last saw him on the 26th such a secret? If there's no foul play. If there's no foul play, there should be no secrets. Now, if there's foul play, totally understand, because, hey, you got to keep it close to the vest. We get it. But why is certain things being kept close to the vest when we're told the flashlight video has no evidentiary value? Hello? The flashlight video from Craddock himself says has no value. No foul play. Why so secret? You should be able to say who saw Sebastian, where you saw Sebastian, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's 3 different locations that they've stated. 3 different locations. Which is it? Who's telling the truth? Who's not telling the truth? And in that community post, I shared it for everybody. You can literally copy, paste it, and send it out yourself. We need answers. We need to know what the truth is. We need a new statement. Because there's a lot of inconsistencies. Does Sebastian not deserve a new statement based off all these inconsistencies? Get the F out of here if you think he don't. Just like his family, just like his loved ones, his community, everybody. Because it could be your child too. And if your child goes missing, and this is the kind of foolery that takes place, why are you not speaking up like some others are? We're going to get into it, trust me. But the first thing, I want to share this too, real quick, before we get into this update from at night. All right, so here's the photo. I want to share that with you guys. If he was abducted, because I'm saying it, you heard me tonight. If he wasn't removed, and I'll break down why I think there could be a reason why there's all of this confusion, and I'll break that down for y'all too. But that's later. If he was abducted and not removed, I really feel like this has taken place. This is very important, and I wanted to share this out. Here's the hotline. There's the hotline. Because you know, when Seth came out with that interview with WKRN for Sebastian's birthday, the day before, and he said, you could be the next person to see Sebastian. If there is this kind of investigation going on, why would there be so many secrets to that too? Wouldn't you say he was abducted? You see, you ask all these questions because what else is possible, y'all? Think about it. What else is possible? Not one sign. 10.5 months. Not one sign. And there's been so many searches. Foot, water, air, canines. What else can be possible here? Right? Now, I don't understand how you can not have any sign of where he's at or know how it even took place, but yet you know that there's no foul play. That's like Idaho 4 Moscow PD telling their community after that crime took place that the public doesn't need to worry. What? What else makes sense? Because time will tell. That's the thing about time. You may not get the answers that you want when you want them, but time will always tell you. And look at what we're saying. 10 months, 10.5 months. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in. Appreciate you very much. 10.5 months. Time's telling. What is time telling? Time is telling us that he didn't walk out that house. It didn't tell us that back in February, March, April, May. But when it got to May, wait a minute, no, this don't make sense. Then time started to tell us something else. Something else took place. Because if he did walk away, you've seen how many of us out there searching in those woods. We got boots on. If he left without any shoes, you're telling me he's walking through all of that brush and thorns, terrain, rocks with socks and didn't leave anything, not one sign. Time is telling us and has been telling us something else took place. So when we find out there's a message out to TBI December 19th, when was Sebastian last seen? Because it's been a question for a long time. When was Sebastian last seen? February 26th. Remember this? December 19th. We're going to get into that in a minute, though. I want to share this with you guys. Now, I don't know. Here's the link to the post. This is from At Night. This was from yesterday. I'm sure you all have seen it. It's something I want to get into real quick because I have an important question for you guys. When it comes to this post. All right. As of January 3rd, 2025, At Night Private Intelligence has identified new developments pertaining to the PF's residence, which remains a central focus of our investigation into the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. If you guys haven't checked it out, watch me and Trey's part 1 and 2 breaking down some of the first interviews with the PFs. Trust me. And it's going to come into play in what I'm going to bring up later on about why maybe the inconsistencies might be out there when it comes to the inconsistencies that we're going to discuss. Because to me, it was the 25th at 10 p.m. Key updates. Number 1, Proudfoot residence for sale. At Night has learned that the PF's home is currently undergoing preparations for sale, potentially through private channels. Now, we know who's into real estate. Again, just wait for this question. Number 2, termination of Brink's home security. It has been confirmed that the residence has terminated its Brink's home security service and did not have active coverage during critical time frames. Now, I want to know, number 1, that leads me to believe that they canceled the service before this went down. Now, when I was out there in the very beginning, we were out there just a few weeks after he went missing. We went from Riley to Sebastian. You know, I'll just say there's a lot of local people saying that, I'll just say local people that were saying there was some issues going on within, not only getting along, but financially. And maybe that was one of the things that was taking place. But it is weird, right? When you work for the company that you have security with, you already get a bottom dollar discount, do you not? A lot of times you get stuff for free when you get services through the company that you work for. A lot of times you get stuff for free. Or if it's not for free, it's at a minimal cost, right? Now, when you're living in that neighborhood, it's dark, it's middle to upper class. You know what I'm saying? There's, right? Why would you? Why would you? Because if you're going around installing, are you not going around to then help people when it comes to the best coverage of where you're installing this stuff? You already have a thought in the back of your head of this would be covered if you do it like this, and this would be covered if you do it like this. It would be covered better over here. I know you really want it up here, but ma'am, really, if you think about it, here, let me draw it on a map for you and I'll show you, like, right? So knowing all that, why would you cancel it? But canceling it is the best excuse, is it not? We would have caught it on camera, but unfortunately we canceled our service. And because if it's deleted, that brings up a question, right? If it's deleted, it brings up a question. Why is it deleted? If you leave it there, well, wow, this is what took place, right? If we're hearing that, there was cameras inside, right? Inside. We're not talking just outside. We're talking inside. The best excuse is I canceled my service. Oh, man, I wish I would have. That's what I'm wondering, K-Mac, because she asked, when was it canceled? That's what I'm wondering when it comes to this, but I have a bigger question for you after that. But this question right here, when was it canceled, terminated, so to speak, because critical time frames. What critical time frame is tomorrow a critical time frame? I mean, it could be, right? It could be, because who knows? Maybe tomorrow it might catch Sebastian walking through the front yard, right? It could be. But critical time frames to me, if I'm looking at it in a percentage base, it's a lot higher percentage that it's telling me that it was terminated during the time that Sebastian went missing. Why so secret? So when it comes to this preparation for sale, right? I want to bring up a question. Because remember in the beginning, we all heard how somebody took a little trip up to Alaska. Remember? A certain somebody that deals with real estate. Remember? Was maybe that trip disguised as a vacation? But really, it was a trip to go purchase a piece of property and have a home that's ready to go out in the middle of nowhere that nobody can bother them unless they have a piece of paper that says that they can come in. What do you guys think? Because when I first heard that there was preparations for a sale, what's the farthest place that you can get to in the continent? You're talking on the other side of Canada. What's the place that you can have absolute freedom, a humongous property, no trespassing, nobody can come bother you whatsoever? Alaska, baby. Was that trip, I'm sorry, was that vacation a trip to go purchase a piece of property to have ready to go? So that way, when the heat got too heavy and you want to get out of there, it's already ready to go. Maybe it had some work to do. Hey, just kick it in the RV for a while, go back and forth. Go back and forth. Just kick it in the RV for a while. Wait till it's ready. And when it's ready, sell the house and come get away up here. Because ain't nobody gonna be able to talk to you. Do you think TBI is gonna go up to Alaska to go knock on the door? They might have the Alaska Bureau of Investigation. But really, when you're coming to no trespassing, private property, different laws up there, and you have the excuse to have this humongous amount of property out in the middle of nowhere, how many times are you going to have news crews go up there? How many times are you going to have people go up there, right? Because hasn't it always seemed like it's a certain two people against the world? That's the best life up in Alaska, isn't it? Get yourself a nice cabin, a lot of land, peace and quiet. Ain't nobody driving all the way through Canada, flying up to Alaska just to come swing by. Ain't nobody. Makes me wonder, was that trip disguised as a vacation? Really a trip to purchase some property? I don't know. It's just something I thought when I seen this. Now, search for Sebastian Rogers remains active and ongoing as 2024 comes to a close. The teen with autism went missing from his mother's home, right? Remember this, because I'm going to go through all of this stuff here. The teen with autism went missing from his mother's home February 26th and hasn't been seen since. December 31st, 2024. Thank you all for being here. Let me do these contribution callouts real quick. I want to say thank you all so much for being a part of the community. Beach Bell with the $9.99 super sticker. I saw it. I hearted it. I liked it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Samantha Joy with the palm trees. Member for 9 months. And thank you so much. Happy New Year, CJ. Hope you're doing well. We're doing okay. Kitty is napping. She's laying over there napping. She's got a new thing now. She likes to climb up on the desk behind my monitor. She's napping right now. I don't want to wake her up, but when she wake, I better quit talking about her because then she will. But when she wakes up, I'll have her say hi. Mama of 5 with the $2 super chat. Thank you, and thank you for your support. Really, without your all support, I couldn't do what I'm doing. Jennifer P, thank you for the gifted membership. If you were gifted a membership from Jennifer P, please give her a bunch of hearts in chat. Hide and seek. Oh, hold on 1 second. Got a heart like that one. Hide and seek. Happy New Year, CJ and Baby Angel. Thank you for all you do, and thank you. I appreciate that. The yarrow. I better kind of keep it down because I just noticed she was sleeping. Valerie Neal, member for 3 months. In my opinion, CJ, they know what happened to Sebastian and they're waiting to make sure they have all the evidence to make an arrest. What do you think it is with no foul play then? Because that's one of the hardest things, and thank you for the super chat. That's one of the hardest things out of any of this that I'm trying to comprehend here. No foul play. How? If the flashlight is of no evidentiary value, how? Right? We're going to get into these statements, though, and I want to show you something a little different when it comes to what I think could be possible. Okay? Just a little idea of mine that I thought of. Little Miss Sunshine, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Keep on rocking. Keep on keeping on, CJ and crew with the green heart. Thank you so much. Little Miss Sunshine, I appreciate it very much. All right, now this is December 31st, 2024. It says right here, look at this. It's got misinformation right here. Oh, Ginger, hold on. Oh, let me hearten like that. It says, listen to this. This was from December 31st. Missing from his mother's Hendersonville home on February 26th. That is not true. Now, as far as we know, and I'm going to get into that because law enforcement needs to make a new statement. As far as we know, he went missing from his Hendersonville home on February 25th because the last time she seen him was him walking to his bedroom on the night of the 25th around 10 p.m., 9 to 10 p.m. That's not midnight. That's not the next day. Now, they're saying he was seen in the area on February 26th, but the thing is when I show you all the different statements and then I broke it all down in the community post, which 3 is it? Or I should say 4 when you include the mom's home. Which is it? It can only be one of them, and if there's more than one, then how come you're not saying that LE needs to make a new statement? This right here, missing from home on the 26th, that is not true. The search for missing teenager Sebastian Rogers remains active and ongoing, according to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. As the 2024 comes to an end, the teen with autism went missing from his mother's Hendersonville home on February 26th again and hasn't been seen since. He was last seen on Stafford Court in Hendersonville. Now, that is one of the locations that I'm going to be talking about, so they might only paid attention to one person's post. Okay? Because there's more locations than Stafford Court. There's a few of them. Now, this is the letter that I came up with. You're more than welcome to copy and paste. More than welcome to copy and paste and send it out as well. 4 different questions. Which of these statements is not true for each? Now, I'm going to read you the community post. I'm going to show you after the community post, I'm going to show you each of these statements that was made that made me write this letter. I encourage anybody else to copy and paste and send it out as well. Because these questions need answered. These statements need updated. Everybody deserves to know. not just the families. Which is true, which is not true. So I wrote, and here's the link to it. Actually, hold on. I got to click on the leave a message to create a link. So here's the link to the community post. If you'd like to have it for yourself. This is what I wrote, and this is why I put it out there. You can copy and paste it. I wrote, we can handle the truth. We need a new updated statement from law enforcement. Here's my letter to them. Copy, paste, and send to if you desire. To all law enforcement agencies involved in the missing persons case for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Please let the public know which of these statements are true, not true, don't exist anymore, or cannot be commented further on, and why if able. These are all statements from law enforcement that's involved and Nick Barris mixed together to ask for the ultimate truth for information. Question 1. This pertains to the paragraph or the statements that were made. The morning of February 26th, Sebastian was reported missing and an Amber Alert was issued. His cell phone, shoes, and belongings were still in the house. He was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Sebastian is a 15-year-old white male, 5'5" tall, 120 pounds, with brown hair. Some others have stated dirty blonde in their description. Like I said, we're going to go through all of those sources. And brown eyes. Sebastian is autistic and may not be able to return safely without assistance, and that is very important. Not being able to return safely without assistance with a disability, it's very important to put out a uniform description. So I have to ask law enforcement, dirty blonde hair or brown hair? Now that's just a very minimal question. Just wait. Question 2. Sebastian was last living with his mother and stepfather when he disappeared. On the night of February 25th at 10 p.m., the mother reported hearing a thud from his room, at which point the mother called out to him to keep it down. We've also heard, "Are you okay?" Which she claims she responded, or which she claims he responded. Number 1, mother was last person to see him at 10 p.m. February 25th. Is that true or not? Number 2, thud or no thud? Number 3, in response to the thud, was it keep it down? Or in response to the thud, was it are you okay? Question 3. Sebastian was last seen earlier today, quote, February 26th. Was that, and these are all statements that they've made, was it in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee? Number 2, Beach Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike. Number 3, Beach High School in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Or last seen from his mother on February 25th. Which is it? Which is true and which is not? Multiple statements on a location. Question 4, and this is the most important as well, turned out to be false on search dispatch audio from February 26th. Was the number 1, was the canine scent trails and hits for Sebastian the morning of February 26th on the dispatch audio and beyond, was that turned out to be false? Number 2, the witness seeing Sebastian outside of his residence on the morning of February 26th on the search dispatch audio and beyond. Did that turn out to be false as well? Now, law enforcement came out on March 26th and told everybody, Ken Widener said, with Nick Barris, there were no scent trails or hits for Sebastian Rogers. So when it comes to that statement, right? Because we heard in the dispatch audio, we see something. Oh, there's a dog hit. There's a trail. But when it came out later on, they came out and said, well, in fact, no, that was not correct. So when it comes to this sighting of Sebastian Rogers, wherever it may be, area Stafford Court, Beach, Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike, Beach High School in Hendersonville, or last seen at his residence on February 25th, the witness that saw wherever they saw Sebastian, according to last seen, if there's no foul play, why are they a secret? If there's no foul play, why did you not say that he was witnessed in this specific area, not a whole bunch of different areas, and also give the family and any kind of search efforts a direction? Why would that be kept secret? What's the reason? What do you guys think all of that would be kept secret if there's no foul play? Why would the direction? Why would a specific location, not just multiple? Why would the witness statement be in the area of Stafford Court, Beach Shackle, Long Hollow Pike, Beach High School, Mother's House? Why would there be all those different statements? Those are my questions, and there's the community post. If you want to have the link, here it is again. If you want to copy, paste, and send it out yourself. Because to me, like I wrote right here, law enforcement, please make a new updated statement that reflects not only all the discoveries, but also the recanting all the way up to January 4th, today, 2025. It is of the utmost importance for Sebastian, the community, the family, and the world for everyone to have the most truthful and updated information regarding Sebastian's missing persons case, anyone's missing persons case, and anyone who might have one in the future, to ultimately find him and them in a timely fashion with the absolute clarity that Sebastian and any of these victims or potential victims and their loved ones deserve. Law enforcement needs to come out with a unified, updated statement when it comes to these 4 questions. Which of these is true? And which of these are not? especially these right here. Because if you used, and this is what I feel, you guys, and this is why I'm bringing it up. Because if you used the dispatch audio as your quote sighting in the area of any of these locations that you're discussing, that somebody last seen him, because that's what it says, last seen, if those events that took place along with the dog hits and the dog scent trails and part of the witness of Sebastian the next day was part of that, then should that not be taken back as well when it comes to the statement of Sebastian Rogers when he was last seen? Because from everything that I'm breaking down, and I'll show all you guys the posts, what I'm breaking down is that the dispatch audio and the events that took place with the dog hits, with the dog scent trails, with people saying they spotted somebody, something, if that is what is being used and has not been taken back, it's why I made the video a few days ago. They're giving you half truth. They took it back. They took back some of the statements, right? They're not saying, except for the most recent, they're not saying these other locations. They've taken stuff back. What they're not telling you, no foul play, no direction. Why so secret? Why is the direction so secret? Why is the location all over the place? Why are we just saying last seen in this area? Because if he wasn't, which I'm seeing who else seen him? Who else seen him? Because Katie was the last one to see him. 9 to 10 p.m. on the 25th. Didn't go check on him in his room after the thud. So we know it was way before the 26th. If she wasn't the last person to see him, why is this person being kept so secret? And the only thing that I can come up with is maybe because they're using the events that took place along with the dog hits and the dog scents to act like there's some validity to it, to create some kind of smoke away from a certain direction, right? Because if you can't come out with a uniform statement, if you can't come out with a statement that doesn't have inconsistencies from different people that are part of this search investigation for Sebastian, why so secret? There should be no reason whatsoever. Listen, we don't need to know the name. We don't need to know the name of whoever or how many people, because there's different locations. We don't need to know the who. But I think the family, the community, and especially Sebastian deserved the information of the direction. Just the direction. If he really was last seen. And you know what? If he wasn't last seen by no foul play protected witness, then why is it not back to Sebastian was last seen? between the hours of 9 and 10 p.m. on February 25th from his mother before he went to bed wearing a black sweatshirt, black pants with white stripes, and glasses. Because that's what the new updated statement should be. Let me know if you know any other reasons why somebody would be kept secret, the direction would be kept secret, the location would be multiple places. Why? Why? When it comes to a missing child, that may not be able to return safely without assistance, you are doing a disservice to Sebastian. You're doing a disservice to his family. You're doing a disservice to the community. You're doing a disservice to people in general. Because if it was your family member, the people that are putting these out, don't you think you would feel the same way? I think you would. I think you would. Please copy, paste it, send it out. Just like the video from a few days ago, me and Trey. And this is how I think Ellie is pushing the BS narrative of last scene. And when it comes to, we'll just say this stuff that I broke down. What other reason is there than smoke, people? What other reason is there than smoke? They need to come out with a new updated statement based off of all of those questions. What's true? What's not true? Put it in one nice little paragraph and send it out. Because this is some BS and I'm going to show it to you. And this is where it starts off. I'm going to be giving you different dates as we go through these different statements. December 19th at 12:09 p.m. I'm going through it all. I wrote the community post. I broke it down. These are their words, people, not mine. These are theirs. Which is true, which is not true, why inconsistencies in all of these. Hi, can you please tell me if Sebastian Rogers was last seen on February 26th or last seen on February 25th? Many of us are trying to find out the true facts and not listen to gossip, so I wanted to get the information straight from you. Thank you so very much, and this is why I encourage anybody to copy, paste, and send that community post when it comes to the questions, and the Sebastian deserves it. They need to have a updated statement. Thanks for messaging us. We try to be as responsive as possible. But this account isn't monitored 24/7. We'll get back to you soon. 12:50. Sebastian Rogers was last seen on February 26th. Okay. This was, and the dates are going to be all over. This was December 20th. This was posted from Don Schmidt, Sumner County Commissioner. Okay? Sumner County Commissioner, December 20th. Where's Sebastian Rogers? Last seen February 26, 2024 on Stafford Court near Beach High School in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It says a lot, doesn't it? Keep in mind, different locations. I broke it all down in the community post. Nick Barris, February 26th. Sebastian was last seen earlier today in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville. Also states he may not be able to return safely without assistance. This one right here. This was February 26th. Don Schmidt, Sumner County Commissioner. He listed on February 26th that he was last seen on February 25th. He also stated that Sebastian was living with his mother and stepfather when he disappeared on the night of February 25th at 10 p.m. The mother reported hearing a thud from his room, at which point the mother called out to him to keep it down, which he responded. The following morning, he was reported missing and an Amber Alert was issued. His cell phone, shoes, and belongings were still in the house. His case sparked widespread attention, with numerous searches being conducted. To this day, his disappearance remains a mystery. Thank you, Ann, for the ticket 250. Appreciate you all for being here, and thank you so much for the likes. This one right here, February 26th, 2024, Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Now, this one states right here that he is missing from the beach area in high school area in Hendersonville. But more importantly, look what it says right here. Sebastian was last seen 225 also says may be in the area of Beach Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike. Different dates, different locations, inconsistencies. This one right here, TBI, March 7th. Was last seen on February 26, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is why I made the community posts that I made. This is why I say, and what I was going to get into last night, and I apologize, I'm still trying to get better. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight. But when it comes to that community post, that's why I said I broke it down. You guys can literally just copy, paste, and send TBI. What's not true? What's true? We need a new statement. We need a new statement, because when you're looking at all of these inconsistencies in all of these statements, what is it? What is it? Sebastian was last seen earlier today, February 26th, number 1, in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Number 2, Beach Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike. Number 3, Beach High School in Hendersonville. Or number 4, last seen from his mother on February 25th. Which is true and which is not true? That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to break it down. I'm not asking you to give a whole bunch of reasons. I'm just simply asking what is true and what is not true based off of the statements that have been put out there from each different agency, each different part of the investigation, and the one person that has access when it comes to Mr. Barris. He's got access and he's putting out information as well. So when it comes to Nick Barris's part is very minimal in this too. It's just a little teeny statement. He was last seen in the area of Stafford Court the morning of February 26th. Now, there's other statements from law enforcement that state 26th, state 25th. There's other people in law enforcement not only state in the area of Stafford Court, but also state Beach Shackle Island, Long Hollow Pike, Beach High School. Last seen at his mother's. And if you're using the witness statements from the day that the scent trails and the dog hits took place, because there's no other reason to keep the direction and where specifically out of all of those locations, there's no reason to keep it secret. You said the flashlight video has no evidentiary value. You said there's no foul play. You said you don't know what happened. You said you don't know what direction. But why are we putting information out there? Just like the dog hits and the dog trails, we took that back. Why, if it was part of what took place that day, and in fact it was not a sighting of Sebastian, why does it not go back to Katie between the hours of 9 and 10 p.m. February 25th? Now, why would they keep it secret? Sebastian deserves it, right, Matt? Sebastian deserves it. Any of these other missing children out there deserve it. Any of these potential victims that prayers that don't happen. Sebastian could be your family member, okay? And if this is how it's being reported and stated, you're doing a disservice for Sebastian. That's why I said law enforcement needs to come out with a new updated statement that reflects all of the discoveries or recants, because we're human, we understand, but what we don't understand is why is something being put out there that has no evidentiary value to the investigation, because according to you, there is none. And if you're trying to keep a witness secret, again, why would you keep the direction? Why would you? Is there something wrong with Stafford Court? Is there something wrong with Beach Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike? Is there something wrong with Beach High School? Why is this location all over the place? Or why is the location secret? And you know, the only thing that I could really come up with, and I hate to say this because I'm a person that always looks for the best in somebody before. Yeah, I try to see the best in somebody. I try to go beyond the ugliness of their soul initially, and I try to see before because you never judge a book by its cover, you know what I mean? And I try to see somebody for who they maybe are that's just not on the surface, because, we're human. This is not fair. It's not fair. Sebastian deserves better. Other victims that might be going through this same kind of inconsistencies and all these different statements, just in my opinion, because if they're, in my opinion, until I know the answers to these questions, in my opinion, the reason that there's different dates, the reason that there's different locations is because it's trying to create confusion. And when you're trying to create confusion, what are you trying to do? You're trying to create the fog between somebody else and the truth. And if you're trying to create the fog between somebody else and the truth, what does that tell you? Exactly, Ginger. Because they created this fog. I just broke it all down. I am not. Just like when I first started talking about it, again, I'm like, this is not. This is 10 months later. This was his birthday. It's like, this is not happening. This is not happening. Sebastian deserves better. Any of these... Because we already know if it was their family member, I guarantee it they wouldn't be doing this. Copy, paste, send it out. There's the link. These people need to answer these questions, and if they don't want to, they can answer it in a statement, because what's true, what's not true. When it came to this, hey, hey, I got a question. Right? I got a question. Was Sebastian Rogers last seen on the 25th or the 26th? Okay. You stated on December 29th that it was the 26th. Okay. Was it? You redacted the dog hits. Or not redacted. You took back the dog hits. You took back all that. Nope. Nope. March 26th. Didn't happen. March 26th. Didn't happen. No trails. No scent. No, nothing. Nothing for Sebastian. So if this hasn't been taken back, because if everything else was, they're not even saying, and this is important, they're not even saying they're saying the last scene in the area of Stafford Court. That's all they're telling you. That's all they're telling you. That's it. So what does that tell you? Last seen in the area of Stafford Court, which the house is part of Stafford Court. The neighborhood is part of Stafford Court. Could you stretch the truth and say that the high school or any of these other 3 locations are part of Stafford Court? Of course, you could stretch the truth to say they are. But what you can't stretch is the 25th and the 26th. You can't stretch it. 9 to 10 p.m. on the night of the 25th is the 25th, not the 26th. Question 3 and question 4, extra important when it comes to, listen, we're not making anything up. These were based off statements I showed you all. I went through all the different statements. I gave you the dates, what was stated, how I came up with that letter. That should not be hard to say yes or no. It should not be hard to answer any of those questions. It shouldn't be at all, because these are your words. We're just asking, what's true, what's not true, and let's just go from there. Sebastian deserves it. And if you can sit back and you can sit there and think of your family member, this happening to your family member, this event, this kind of February 26th, this was your family member. And they put out these words. All of it. Why can't you answer yes or no? I don't think it would be too hard at all to answer yes or no. All statements made from them. Thank you for the likes. I want to do contribution call out here real quick as well. Let me see here. Ginger, $10 super chat. I enjoy you, CJ, Busby, and Narked. I always think of y'all being as a good guys. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. And shout out to Busby and Narked as well. Contribute. Thank you so much. Let me get some more of that fire. Hold on. It's making me feel like I'm toasty. That's why I got the fire now, because I'm like, you know, I can be like, ooh, look at that. Oh, yeah, I'm toasty. I'm toasty. We need a new statement. Now, there's some other stuff I want to get into. It is cold, Yoli. It's cold as hell. We're not even gonna. We're supposed to get hit somewhere between 8 and 11, somewhere in that time period. With like we're in the actual like ice zone, high impact, extreme impact zone, whatever they're calling it. We are inside of that, and we already have preparations made just in case we lose electricity and power. If that is the case, I'm not going to be able to. They're projecting it could be maybe even up to a week in some areas. So, you know, if anything, I may not be able to do like lives from my phone, because really, unless I'm like in my car sitting there, maybe I could do that. I could always do that, maybe. But there, you know, there's gonna be. We'll see. Just pray. Just pray. We are right in the worst part of that zone. And any of the other communities out there, this storm is going to have different things going on with different, you know, weather patterns, and just prayers to all the communities out there, because this is going to be a storm that's coming through, and it's going to be coming through hot and heavy, and these temperatures are going to be sticking around for a long time too. I think for Wednesday we're projected negative temperatures before wind chill this coming week, after the major ice comes through. Coming through Sunday morning, it'll be coming through tomorrow morning, and it'll be ending on Monday morning, early afternoon at some point, and then we're going to see. They're advising people here, no travel, like nothing. Don't just. The electric company already sent out text messages telling people, you know, here anyway, that anticipate power outages. The cable company anticipate outages, you know, for service and all this other stuff. So there was some tornadoes that came through this area like in 2020, 2021, and did a lot of damage. One summer, and then the next summer did a lot of damage to this area. The infrastructure when it comes to the power lines, and any of these cables here is already damaged, and with the economy not doing so hot, unfortunately, they're not going to replace a lot of stuff. I talked to somebody that works like inside all that stuff, and they said that there's a lot of stuff that needs replaced, but unfortunately, because of economic issues, the cost of this equipment and stuff, they can't justify it to the superiors without it actually like going out, if you catch my drift. So the last couple years we've been putting up with in and out activity and stuff like that. But we'll see. Just prayers. But there was a couple things I wanted to go through. I wanted to listen to that dispatch audio chat. I was thinking Trey had the night off, and he don't. So I want to. We'll revisit this stuff, or I'll just leave it. This be its own thing. And then we'll go into the dispatch stuff with Trey when he's able to. I think he said next week, middle of next week, he could do that, and we'll just include that. We're still going to be looking into more interviews and stuff as well. But let's see. I want to make sure I covered everything. Sorry, I'm still not feeling great from yesterday. I'm sure you can hear my voice. Just make sure I covered everything. Trey and I did the part 1 and part 2 of the interview so far. We're going to be having part 3 as well. And what are they trying to do with this stuff that I've kind of showed you? If it's all of these different statements, it makes you wonder: are they trying to take away the attention? Hold on 1 second. What is this? Oh, this is. Hold on. Well, yeah, this is Bobby, but it's more. And thank you for that. Thank you for that, Angels. Now this is Bobby discussing. I think it said Long Hollow Pike. Now, my community post was strictly law enforcement and the person that they include with their knowledge, and that's Nick Barris. Now, when it comes to these, this is completely separate, and I'm not even using these as part of the question when it comes to law enforcement. But she also says on February 26th, everyone around Long Hollow Pike, we need your help. My neighbor just posted this on our neighbor page. Please help. We're in Victoria Place. Any camera between midnight and 6. And let me see here. This is from Bobby as well. It says, I was told by a close by neighbor that morning that she saw Katie outside with police when she went to take her. Hold on 1 second. I was told by a close by neighbor that morning she saw Katie outside with police when she went to take her kids to school. She stopped and asked what happened. Katie told her she told Sebastian to go to bed around 9. She fell asleep on the couch, never mentioning the conversation between her and Chris. Woke up around 11:30. Went in to check on Sebastian, which she previously said she didn't do anymore now that she's older. He must have been awake because his light was on. According to the neighbor's ring camera, she said she told Sebastian to go to bed. He had to get up the next morning. She walks across her house to go to her room to go to bed. As she's walking through the kitchen, she hears a loud noise. She yells back at Sebastian, asking him what that was. He says, "Nothing, Mom. Go to bed." So Sebastian said, "Nothing, Mom. Go to bed." So she does, according to the neighbor close to them. The ring camera shows the light going on and off because it's so dark. This neighbor also mentioned seeing a silhouette in the front room, possibly dining room window, for a couple minutes. Then all the lights go off. Neither Chris nor Katie have ever mentioned any of that. Remember, I even told you about even me with parenthood. Hey, did you lock the door? No, Dad. Okay. Can you go lock it? Sure. Okay. Or they come in. Did you lock the door? Yes, Dad, I locked it. Okay, cool. Thank you. And then I go down to change the laundry or something and the door wasn't locked, and it's like I always said, just because a door has a lock on it doesn't mean that it wasn't accidentally left unlocked from somebody taking out the trash, right? Did you lock the door, Sebastian? Yes, Mom. Oh, I fell asleep on the couch. I'm going to go to bed. Door's still unlocked. Back door's still unlocked. People creeping through a dark neighborhood. Oh, we're in. I mean, and that's just typical teenage stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, hey, okay, you're lazy and you don't feel like doing it. All right, whatever. There's bigger things to be upset about, right? But to me, it's like doors accidentally left unlocked. You wake up the next day. Oh my gosh. The thud. Go to bed. No. Now that's just Bobby's. What I brought up before was law enforcement. Well, I mean, Tiffany, when it comes to these scents, they go off the freshest. And according to law enforcement, Ken Widener, there were no dog hits or trails, even though that, and this is important, and this is why I'm saying, if law enforcement is using the dispatch audio as the witness on the 26th, then why hasn't that been taken back as well, like they did with the dog hits and the dog scent trails? Because Ken Widener already came out on March 26th and said, and even doubled down on it just a couple days ago from the new video, and said there were no dog scent trails for Sebastian. Where was Sebastian seen? Who saw him? If you had to have kept a secret, who saw him on the morning of the 26th in whatever 4 locations you claim? Inconsistencies in the story from law enforcement. Why the direction? Why the different locations? Why not one location? Why? Why law enforcement? Are you saying the area of Stafford Court, the area of Beach Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike, near Beach High School, his mother's home? When the only thing that we've ever known that has ever been put out there, that has ever been reported, was last seen at his mother's home. Going to bed, not even in bed, going to bed. That's it. Going to his room. Who saw him? Where specifically? Or how many? There's different locations. Who saw him? How many? How many people? Did they see different locations? Like multiple people? Why is this held secret? Why is the direction? You don't think the family would want to know the location? At least we don't have to go behind us, because we know he didn't go behind us. All of these people out there with the search efforts, at least we have a direction. At least we know, hey, maybe we should go this way and keep going this way, because this is what actually took place, right? We just want to know what took place. Sebastian deserves the truth to be put out there. The family deserves the truth to be put out there. Any victim, prior or potentially, that has to go through this kind of information, the scattering of it, the confusion of it, the misinformation that gets created because of all these different statements that have been made. Who doesn't deserve it more than Sebastian to have one statement, to have what's true and what's not true anymore? We're all human. We all make mistakes. Just because of the first time it's, yep, doesn't mean later on it's not. But at least be forthcoming with, for Sebastian, because the longer that this takes place, the longer that the questions about what's true and not true, what's true and not true, the longer that these different inconsistencies are put out there, the longer you are creating a disservice for Sebastian, because you're creating more roadblocks for him from being found. You're creating more roadblocks. And we're trying to find Sebastian. And the best and the quickest way that anybody can find Sebastian is from the truth. And if there's no foul play, if there's no foul play, why so secret? Beyond last seen in the area of Stafford. Why a different date? It's one thing if you want to put out a statement the day you're doing the searches that you did this and you found this and you found this. It's cool. We heard the dispatch audio. But on December 19th, when you state that the last day that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was last seen was on the February 26th. No. And ever since that response, we ain't having that. because Sebastian deserves better. His family deserves better. That whole community deserves better, because if this is how a missing child's case is going to have statements when it comes to their case, and this could be another victim, I feel sorry for him. Because if I was that parent that saw all of these different locations and there was no direction, I want to know if you know what I'm saying? I want to talk to the person that last seen my baby. I want to talk to them. I want their witness account. I don't care about, listen, their name don't have to be put out there. But for my baby, I want their location to be put out there if there's no foul play. I want the time of the witness of my baby. I want the time put out there too. I want the time and the location if there's no foul play. I want the direction put out there if there's no foul play. I want the correct date put out there if there's no foul play. And to sit here as a parent myself and to sit there and put myself in that position where I'm going, if this, because if you've been in here for a while, you guys know the kidnapping stuff we had to go through when I had custody of my daughter. Long time. No. I would be right, and that's why I wrote this the way that I did when it comes to this community post, and that's why I wrote it the way that I did, because I'm sitting there. No. It'd be me writing this letter to him. Right here. Which is true, which is not true. Doesn't exist. Cannot be, just break it down, please. Because there's all these different statements. I want my baby found. I want the truth out there. I want the people to know the truth out there, especially for all these people that are sacrificing their own time and effort and energy just for another individual that they don't even know or ever met. They're just doing it out of the kindness of their own heart, because they could just be sitting back talking shit about other people for content, No, there's people that are going out there, including our team, that are giving up, sacrificing time with loved ones, personal time, all of this just to try and help somebody we maybe even never met. We're just trying to be another soul on this planet that helps, because we can put ourselves in other people's shoes. Sometimes with our own life experiences, and sometimes just the ability to be able to do that. It's horrible. Sebastian deserves so much better. Law enforcement needs to come out. It's just heartbreaking to think about. When they can literally sit there on WKRN and they can literally tell you that this has no value in the investigation, give you basic, and it's been 10 months. Are we really trying to find him? Are we really trying to have the whole truth, nothing but the truth put out there professionally with integrity? Because it is to serve and protect, right? That's what it's about, right? Who are we serving and protecting? It's just hard to think about. To think about what they're having to go through. To think about when all they want to do is just find their baby. And they're being held back. Yeah. Who are we serving and protecting? Keywords: no foul play. Last seen? When was it? Because it's easy to say, was he last seen on the 25th or 26th? It's easy to say last seen on the 26th. How easy is it to accept truth or deny any of the statements that have been put out there? Because if you're telling me the statement was that he was last seen in the area of Stafford Court, then last seen at Beach Shackle Island near Long Hollow Pike, then seen near Beach High School in Hendersonville, Tennessee, before being seen from his mother's house, well, then I can understand. But then wouldn't there be a direction? Wouldn't it have been stated we seen him here at this time, we seen him here at this time, we seen him here at this time, and then we lost track of him. So he must be going in this direction. So if this is true, why no direction? Community post is in the community post section. I wrote it from my heart, went through all of their statements. Simple questions. What's true? What's not? This is you. This is you. What's true? What's not? We deserve. Sebastian deserves. His community deserves. His family deserves. The public, right? Hide and seek, right? The public deserves to have the updated statement that is true. And that's not true. And a reply as well. They might look at mine. They might look at my statement and they might not reply to it because they have that power. But if there's enough people sending that statement, what's true, what's not true, these are based off of you, you can include this link. I'll probably make a shorter version. I know there's some people that aren't able to watch a couple hour shows. That's why I always make little shorter versions of stuff for them. Share out the community post. Share out the words. Share out the letter. There needs to be an update. Not tomorrow. Not the day after. Not even today. Yesterday. The day before. The day before that. February. Whenever you found out what was true and what was not true. March 26th. Dog hits weren't real. What else wasn't real? Sebastian deserves better. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to go hang out in the lounge for a little bit and then get some rest and try and get better. We got this crazy storm. If I do end up having power tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, I'll be back on for sure. If not, I might just maybe hop in the car and say hey or something for a minute and then kind of figure out, how we're going to get all this to work. But I just want to say thank you, lounge. Yeah, hold on. Here's the lounge link. I might do some more of that police sim over there tonight. Just crazy game. Crazy game. But I'm gonna get some more rest tonight too. But I might even be on live early in the morning too. If I'm up, because it's probably gonna be cold as hell. I might be up early as hell, and I'd just be like, "Dink, let's go live. Let's chit chat." But if anything, I did want to go through some other stuff tonight, but we will on another night. I'm still kind of, I'm like 60%, 70%, but I at least wanted to make sure that I got on tonight because I really wanted to get on last night, and I really wanted to have this show and discuss the breakdown and kind of go through everything because it's important. And so I just wanted to hop on for a little bit tonight and really discuss it because Sebastian deserves better. All right. Everybody does. And if it was their child, if it was our child, we just want the truth out there. The closer we can get to finding Sebastian, the better. I love you guys. Thank you all so much. Please hit the like if you haven't. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And I will see you guys over there at the other show. Love you guys.
Confirm standby. 10-4.